Hello everyone. Thank you guys for keep coming to the channel. I hope the videos I keep uploading are helping you out and you can maybe improve where you are lacking. If you are new to the channel, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, we're about to do the free state question paper. It's a common test which was written in June in the year 2024. Okay, this video will mainly focus on analytical geometry. If you want to listen to other videos, just go down throughout just go down on the playlist, because the second video will be about trigonometry, and the third one will be Euclidean geometry together. So yeah, if you are okay with analytical geometry, you can just skip to the other videos together. Okay, let's work. We are told that in the diagram, A and D are the x and y coordinates of line AD respectively. Okay, A and D are the x and y intercepts of the straight line AD. Okay, line AB cuts excuse me, line AB cuts the x-axis at B. Okay, B, and the y-axis at C. Okay, the equations of AD and EB are this and that one respectively. Okay, this one is y is equal to 2x plus 10, and y is equal to minus x plus 6. Okay, M is the midpoint of BE. Okay, AE is equal to 11 root 3. Okay, we're given this length of AE. CB and ED intersect at point E, or they've given us the point of intersection. That's better. Okay, let me erase everything here. They've given us the point of intersection, which is minus 4 and 8. Okay, calculate the coordinates of C. C is the y-intercept of line BE, right together. And for y-intercept, I don't care what kind of a function it is, I need to make x 0 and solve for x. So I'll take my equation, y is equal to x minus x plus 6. Whenever I see x, I'll place a 0 there. Then y is 6. Simply means the coordinates of C, x is 0, y is 6. Calculate the inclination of line BC. The inclination of line BC will be here, right? How can I calculate it? I only need the value of the gradient for me to find the inclination. I will call the inclination beta. Right, together, the angle of beta will be equal to 180 degrees minus tan inverse 1, and this would give me 135 degrees. It's 135 degrees. Please note that if your gradient is negative, whenever you find your inclination, you must always say 180 minus. Together, the 180 minus represents the negative sign, and then here inside the bracket you'll just put a positive value. Together. Okay, now they want us to find the length of CD. Okay, CD is a vertical distance, right? The coordinates of D D is the y-intercept of line 80, right? So it's 0 and 10. Here we have 0 and 6. The vertical distance will be 10 minus 6, which is 4 units. Okay, determine the equation of the line through M, a line that passes at M, which is parallel to AD. Okay, M is the midpoint of line BE, right? And we do have the coordinates of BE of B and E. So to find M, simply say x1 plus x2 all over 2, and then y1 okay, we have negative 4 plus 6 over 2, and then we have 8 plus 0 over 2. This one would give us 1 and 4. So the coordinates of M are 1 and 4, right? Because M is the midpoint of this line, of this point and this one. And then the gradient will be equal to the gradient of AD. Why? Because parallel lines have the same gradient. The gradient of AD is 2, simply means that the gradient of the line passing through M is also 2. So I'll just use this equation, y minus y1, like this. Then my y1 will be this guy, 4. My gradient is 2. My x1 will be this one. I have y minus 4, 2x minus 2, then y is 2x plus 2. So that line will be a line like this. It will pass it 2 and negative 1. Right, together. So y is equal to 2x plus 2. Okay, now they want us to calculate the size of angle AEB. May I please erase everything there, guys, for us to work in a neat place. AEB is an angle between two lines. So all we need to do is to just subtract the two inclinations. This is 135 degrees. I call this beta, right? Okay. If I can call this inclination theta, and then this is the angle that I want, AEB, right? Please note that beta is always theta plus angle AEB. Why am I saying that? Because if this is a straight line, not a straight line rather, but a triangle like this, like that, né? This angle will be the exterior angle of a triangle. So the exterior angle of a triangle is always the sum of the interior opposite angles. Right, together. So beta is always theta plus AEB, right? Therefore, angle AEB, just say beta minus theta. Whenever you want an angle between two straight lines, all you need to do is to subtract your inclinations. Right, together. The big one minus the small one. How can we find theta? Let us use a red. We can find theta by saying inverse of tan 2. Why is saying tan 2? Because 2 is our gradient there, ne? What is the inverse of tan 2? Inverse of tan 2, it's 63.43. Okay, we have 63.43 degrees altogether. So therefore the angle of beta of the angle AEB will be beta. Beta we found 135 degrees minus 63.43 degrees. What do we get? Mm, 135 minus 71.57 degrees. We've got 71.57 degrees. So this guy here is 71.57 degrees. Okay, that's how you would have calculated the angle. Every time, guys, not every time, 99% of the times, whenever they want you to find the angle between two straight lines in analytical geometry, you just need to subtract the two inclinations. Okay, calculate the area of parallelogram A. Okay, may I please erase here just to create room for me to write. Okay, calculate the coordinates of G such that ABGE is a cyclic chord. AB, that means G should be somewhere here, guys, ne? G should be somewhere here such that we have something like this. These two are parallel and equal, and then these two are also parallel and equal together. So EG this thing simply means that EG is a horizontal line, right? And on a horizontal line, the y value doesn't change. So the y coordinates of E, we're given the points of E, right? The y coordinates of E was 8. Simply means that we also have 8 there. Okay. And then the length of AB will be the same as the length of EG, right? Why is this thing 4 marks though? Okay, I think 4 marks is a stretch, guys. But yeah, the length of AB, to find you must first find the x-intercept of this equation, right? Of this equation, right, together. Whenever you find the x-intercept, we'll make y 0 and solve for x. We'll find that here x, the points are 0 and -5. The points of E is -4 and 8. Okay, so the length of AB will be equal to 6 minus and -4, which is 11. Are you together? So if the length here is 11 units, simply means the length there will be 11 units. So how can we find the x coordinate of G? Simply say we can get 11 if we say the x coordinates of G minus negative 4. Are we together? Because if you subtract the x values here, x at g minus a negative 4, we will get our horizontal distance, which is equal to 11. Are we together? So 11 x at g plus 4. Okay, it simply means that whenever I take the 4 to the other side, I'll have 11 minus 4, which is equal to 7. So x at point G is equal to 7. This is how I was going to find the coordinates of G, right? G would be equal to 7 and 8. Calculate the area of the parallelogram. The area of the parallelogram. The area of a parallelogram, guys, it's always the base multiplied by the perpendicular height. Okay. It's always the base multiplied by the perpendicular height, right? Okay, now we do have the coordinates. Okay, our base is this one, and this is 11 units. Our perpendicular height is this one. Are you together? And the height is just 8 units. Why is it 8 units? Because I'll subtract the y value at E minus the y value at the x-axis, which is 0. So 8 minus 0 will give me 8. Are you together? So the area of a parallelogram, I'll simply say it will be equals to AB multiplied by the perpendicular height, which is 11 multiplied by 8. 11 multiplied by 8 is 88 units squared. Our area would be 88 units squared. Okay, it is given that CD is a diameter. CD, where the hell is D? Okay, CD is a diameter of, oh, there is CD. It is given that CD is the diameter of the circle passing through CD. Okay, determine how many units must M be translated so that it becomes the center of the circle. Okay. May I please erase here? Okay. We are told that CD is the diameter of a circle, right? Simply means that the midpoint of CD, would be the center of the circle. Are you together? Did you ever find the coordinates of M? We didn't. Okay, it's fine, we'll find them. But we did find them. Should have used them, but it's fine, you'll find them again. The midpoint, let's first find the coordinates of M. M is the midpoint of EC, right? The midpoint will just say -4 plus 6. Yeah, now I remember. M was 1 and 4. I think I remember now. Yeah, M was 1 and 4. Okay. The midpoint of the circle that they're talking about there should be I mean, the center of the circle should be the midpoint of DC, right? Because we are told that DC is the diameter of that circle. Together. So that midpoint, that center should be the midpoint of DC. How can we find it? We'll call it, maybe let's call it point P. Point P will be that center, and we'll say it's x1 plus x2 all over 2, y1 and y2 all over 2, right? Since this point will be on the y-axis, we know that the x is going to be 0, because we'll just say 0 plus 0 over 2, which is just 0, right? And then we'll say 6 plus 10 over 2. The y value at C is 6, and the y value at D is 10, right? So the coordinates of P are 0 and 8. Okay. How can this point be moved around the Cartesian plane such that it will look like this altogether? So now you just want the image of M. Let me write it in black. For the image of M to be 0, that means we must say, remember that we had a 1 and a 4 together, but our aim is to have 0 at x. That means we must subtract the 1, and we must have the 8 as the y coordinate. That means we must add 4. So the image will be 0 and 8. So for the coordinates of M to be 0 and 8, it simply means M must be shifted 1 unit to the left and then 4 units up. M must be shifted 1 unit to the left and 4 units up. Okay, now let's do question 2. Drawn below is the bigger circle centered at M and the smaller circle centered at K. ATE is a tangent to the bigger circle at T. TN is the diameter of the bigger circle, and NK is the radius of the smaller circle. The coordinates of T, M, and L are these, ne? Okay. Determine the equation of the circle in that form. Okay, we do have the center, and for the radius, guys, it's simple because we can see that this line is a vertical line, right? Why am I saying it's a vertical line? Because the x value doesn't change. So for us to find the radius, we simply need to say 4 minus -5. What do we get? We get 9 there. Right, together. Our radius is 9. So this thing simply means that the equation of a circle is x minus 3, and then we have y minus 4 is equal to 81. Because r is 9, that means r squared is 81. Okay, determine the equation of the tangent through point T. Remember that the tangent is always perpendicular to the diameter or radius, right? And for us to find the equation of a tangent, we only need two things: a point on that line and the radius of that line. Are we together? So we can not a radius, rather it's a point and the gradient of that line, excuse me guys, And for us to find the gradient of that line, we can just use the gradient of the radius, and then we know that if the gradient, if we can find the gradient of the radius, we can simplify the gradient of the tangent by using the fact that they are perpendicular. That means we can use the product rule of perpendicular lines. So the gradient of the radius, which is Tm, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? Simply say 8 minus 4 all over negative 1 minus 3. This is 4 over negative 4, get a negative 1, right? We do have a point on the tangent. Or remember that this is the gradient of the radius, right? Therefore the gradient of a tangent will be equal to 1. Are we together? If two lines are perpendicular, if you have the gradient of one line, to find the gradient of the other line, you must just simply flip it around and change the sign. Are we together? So now I know the gradient of my tangent is 1, and then the point is t. Let's just say y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1, right? So y minus 8, the gradient is 1, the x is negative 1. Y minus 8 is equal to x plus 1. Y is equal to x plus 9. This is the equation of the tangent through t. Y is equal to x plus 9. Okay. Does point 7 and 3 lie inside or outside the circle? Does the point 7 and 3 lie outside or inside the circle? Okay, all we need to do here, guys, since they're not specific and we only have the information of the bigger circle, I'm assuming they're talking about the bigger circle. Okay. Remember that the equation of the bigger circle was given to us as x. No, it was not given. We found it to be x minus 3 squared y minus 4 squared is equal to 81. Right? All we need to do is to substitute the values of x and y on the left hand side. If we get 81, are we together? It simply means that point P is at the circumference. Are we together? But if the left hand side, if whatever we get as an answer on the left hand side is less than 81, simply means the point is inside the circle. Are we together? But if the left hand side is greater than 81, simply means that the point is outside the circle. Are we together? So okay, let's just substitute. Whenever we see x, we'll just put 7. Whenever we see x, we'll put 7, or we'll place a 7 there, and whenever we see y, we'll place a 3 there. All right, together. Okay, 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 squared is 16. plus this is 1, we get 17. Okay, 17 is less than 81. Simply means that this point is inside the circle. Are you together? Yes. Why am I saying yes? Just say P is inside the circle. Are you together? Why? Because excuse me, it's inside the circle because the left hand side is less than the right hand side. On the left hand side you have 17. On the left hand side rather we had 17, and the right hand side you have 81. So 17 is less than 81. Therefore, we can conclude that this point is inside the circle. Okay. It is further given that KL is a tangent to the circle centered at M. Now they want us to determine the coordinates of K for 5 marks. Okay, what do they tell us about K there? Bigger circle, smaller circle. Akusasa sensumlando. Lolo suku olukhulu sensumlando. Okay guys, let's just erase there to create room for us to write. If KL is a tangent like that, it simply means that the y coordinate of K is -5. The only thing we need to find is the value of A. Okay, and we do have the remember that T, M, N, and K are on the same line. Are we together? And we have the gradient of the radius Tm. Remember that whenever we calculated the equation of a tangent, the first thing we did was to find the radius, the gradient of the radius rather, and we found out that the gradient is -1. Are we together? The gradient of Tm, we found it to be -1. Are we together? Which simply means that the gradient of line Km will be also -1. Are we together? Okay, so now let's use our gradient formula to find the x value, because we already know what the y value will be. Are we together? And I concluded that the y value will be -5 because they said LK is a tangent. And if it's a tangent, that means this is a horizontal line, because this line is perpendicular to the vertical line of ML. Are we together? Tangent and the radius are always perpendicular. So the gradient of Km, I'll get it by saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? I know that this gradient will be -1. Are we together? And then y2 minus y1, I'll simply say 4 minus a -5 all over 3 minus a. Are we together? Then I'll cross multiply. I'll have positive a minus 3 is equal to 4 plus 5 is 9. And then a will be equal to 12. It simply means that the x value there This is 12. Alright, together. So the coordinates of k are simply 12 and negative 5. I hope the videos, guys, are helping you and you are learning. Please stay tuned, guys, and wait for more videos. Thank you.